Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Growth Circuit, which is powered by Petion AI Solutions. This podcast was created for founders and future entrepreneurs to talk about what has gone well for them, but also what they look for when they're hiring people, or if you're in the tech industry, what's going on with IT churn. I want to say for anyone that's looking to start their own company, younger entrepreneurs, or even young adults, if you're looking to get an edge, this podcast is here for you as we're tapping into some of the elite leaders in their companies as well as high-level executives. Once again, I want to say thank you and welcome to the Growth Circuit, again powered by Petion AI Solutions. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Growth Circuit podcast, the show where we uncover what's really driving success and innovation across industries. Today, we're diving into a topic every entrepreneur, founder, and service-based leader can relate to: the unpredictable client pipeline. Joining me today is Dane Baker, co-founder and CEO of EcoCart.io, a company that's built an incredible bridge between sustainability and business growth. We'll unpack what causes those ups and downs in client acquisition and explore how leaders can create systems that drive consistency, trust, and long-term success. Dane, welcome.
Thanks
How
for
you doing?
Good, man. Thanks for having me.
Mr. Dane, before we dive into everything, tell us a little bit about your journey with EcoCart. How did you go from the concept to scaling a company that connects sustainability with real business performance?
Yeah, man. Background on me. I'm a builder. I'm a builder at heart. Love starting businesses. Love helping people. Love helping companies to grow. I like to approach my work as how can I make the biggest impact in the world through my everyday actions. And I want to feel pumped up and excited to wake up every day. I've always had a passion for environmental sustainability. That's something that to me is really important. Through building a prior business before EcoCart, I stumbled across the concept of a carbon offset. And a carbon offset is a measurable reduction of CO2 from the atmosphere. And it's certified vehicle that can be a variety of mechanisms such as forestry, clean energy, right, creating wind farms. There's a whole variety of types of projects. That's what a carbon offset is. I stumbled upon that. I realized, hey, what if I took this concept and I applied it to a consumer purchase? And that can potentially allow a consumer to make impact at scale. And they don't have to change their behavior. They are able to go through their normal consumer life, be able to make impact that way. That was something that really excited me. We decided to just try that concept out. We built this Shopify app. We released it into the market, did a little bit of go-to-market effort, and realized there was really something there to it. It was this immediate, almost aha moment among the market that didn't really exist in the market at the time. And it was an exciting moment because it was a concept one moment, the next day it was something that people were actually using and interacting with, and it was driving value for their business. And so from there, it just took off, and it's been a really fun ride ever since.
No, that is awesome, man. And even just to hear that you said that you wake up to basically make a difference. And just for everybody that's listening in, he is calling from Los Angeles area. So that is pretty cool because I was just there last week and me and you talked about it a little earlier on where I mentioned it to my wife. I was, man, if you look at the atmosphere in Los Angeles, you can see the air quality. And for you to even say, hey, I want to make a difference, and you did what you did, that's kudos to you, brother. That's really impressive. And you're a blessing in disguise, man, because especially everybody that's in Los Angeles, say thank you to Mr. Dan because he's trying to make a difference and helping with everything. So that's pretty cool, man. When you think of service-based companies, right? And majority of them face the same challenge where it's inconsistent client flows. In your view, what are the real reasons that pipelines become unpredictable?
Yeah. I imagine you're talking about sales pipelines. Is that what you're referring
Sales
to
pipe.
mostly?
Yep, sales pipelines.
Yeah. Well, without a repeatable process, those things
Yeah.
can get out of whack. So I would say it's probably inconsistent process, not having really locked down where qualified pipeline comes from,
Yep.
and not experimenting as well, because experimentation allows you to then double down on things and build repeatable processes. But it all kind of starts with experimentation. You have to stay organized with that. So
Yeah.
what I found is you got to approach any sales channel, any marketing or sales channel that drives this is in service of driving pipeline, approaching that as an experiment, just like you do with like a product build or like
Yeah.
you're building a feature or you're A/B testing a feature. You approach the same. You approach that pipeline generation mechanism or channel with the same rigor that you do with an A/B test of a feature.
Yep. No, and I completely agree. Something you touched up on the previous question, you mentioned that you bring your clients value. Do you mind touching up a little bit more on that? Like, how does your company bring clients value,
Sure.
or they find the value in you?
Yeah. So we sell our software to brands. The e-commerce brand is the one that's integrating our software and allowing their shoppers to interact with and purchase this offset and make impact. So our
Yeah.
customer is kind of twofold. It's really the merchant, the brand, as well as the end shopper, the end consumer. And so it's kind of this interesting dynamic. But at its core, we have to add value in both places. So for the merchant, why would they do this? Consumers care. Consumers care about the world around us. They want to make impact. Okay, it for a brand, they want to speak to that shopper and
Yeah.
create this deep connection. Now, absent of EcoCart, it's really expensive and complicated to undergo sustainability initiatives, and it usually takes years and years to actually bear the
Yeah.
fruit of a sustainability initiative. With EcoCart, you're able to basically within a couple of hours set this up and take a step in the right direction, take
Wow.
action. So for a merchant, it cuts all of the time and complexity and cost right out of the equation,
Yeah.
allows you to start making impact as a brand, build that connection with your shopper, which therefore creates better customer loyalty. And you see that through repeat purchase rates. So our brands typically see better repeat purchase rates, better customer loyalty, and are able to take steps in the direction of sustainability. Now, on the shopper side, shoppers want to make impact and they want to be able to, they're often buying with their hearts. And that's really important for the sort of modern consumer.
Yeah. And that's awesome, man. Just to reiterate something that you mentioned was that cost, right? Now, companies or merchants, they're able to cut costs down by using your platform, but also in the same space of them cutting costs down, they're actually making more revenue because they're making these decisions a lot quicker and they have repeat buyers. So that's really cool, man. Now, what EcoCart's foundation is in sustainability, but it's also about smarter business systems. How can companies use sustainable thinking, whether it's resource allocation or long-term client care, to create more predictable growth?
Yeah. I think it's similar to my answer around experimentation and keeping
Mhm.
track of things, tracking data. It's critical across every piece of the business to have company vital signs.
Yeah.
That's just how you know the health of yourself and your loved ones. It's really important to have that vital sign, that same sort of vital sign set up for your business.
Yeah.
And so creating sustainable growth in a business is nothing more than deeply understanding those vitals, refining and improving those vitals however you can. And over time, you start to see some real improvement, right? So that's how I've always approached it. It's you have to have data underlying everything is just tracking.
Yeah.
Data has to be actionable. It has to be measurable, of course. It has to be the right metric. I'm rereading the book, The Lean Startup, and it's really kind of eye-opening and enlightening to any size of business, but obviously startups are probably more relevant. It is something that hits on the fact that the metric that you choose to track has to be the right one. It has to be something that isn't a vanity metric. It has to be something that truly is the root of what you're trying to accomplish. I think with anything's possible with the right tracking and the right focus.
No, and I completely agree with you. Something that you mentioned, just for the listeners coming in, when he mentions vitals, you can easily use it in a term of KPIs or basically tracking what's the most important thing for your business. I think a lot of new founders or entrepreneurs put their focus on things that is not driving business growth. They're looking at more so revenue, where they might see themselves making more money, but they're losing more money in the same aspect versus thinking smarter where hiring the right person, for example, to be in a position, or even looking at cost. How much are you spending for X, Y, and Z? If you can get it cheaper, that could give you the same result. Why not go there? So I think that plays a huge role when, especially for startups, where a lot of people, they're just, how should I say it? They're thinking about the money
Yeah.
versus thinking about the systems that need to be in place in order to make the money. So for you, I would say, hypothetically speaking, if you had a magic wand to fix one thing right now in the business that you currently have that's either holding you back or slowing you down, what would that one thing be?
It's probably getting the word out. It's our product suite. And we've expanded beyond just carbon offsets at checkout as well. So I talked ever since up till now in this recording, I've talked about carbon offsets at checkout. We've expanded that to include more of this post-purchase opportunity for merchants that's focused on driving straight up profit to their bottom line. And
Yeah.
there's probably three main prongs to this product suite. There's carbon offsetting, there's package protection, lost, damaged, and stolen packages. We're covering this and
Yeah.
giving shoppers that peace of mind and protecting the bottom line of the merchant. And then it's also returns management and saving all the returns costs for a merchant that they typically pay, both in terms of software, but also in terms of labels. And that's a very, very expensive thing. So protecting the bottom line of our merchants. Now, so to answer your question, what is, if I could wave a magic wand, right? It's getting that word out, right? Because
Yeah.
it's such a valuable product suite. And, we're a lean team. We're lean and mean. If I can wave a magic wand and get sort of awareness out there is, a Super Bowl commercial would for our ICP, I would do that.
Okay. No, I completely understand. But and for majority of people that's listening to this, if you guys are merchants, I think you guys should look into this, as he's saving costs but also bringing in revenue. And what I mean by bringing in revenue is that he's bringing you repeat purchasers. So you're not, majority of the time where I see most companies go with other platforms, people probably purchase 1 to 2 times. And with you guys have the whole platform where they could track everything. So it's a no brainer, really. So looking ahead, what role do you think technology, automation, or even AI will play in helping companies maintain a steady, predictable pipeline in service space? So whether it's service space, IT space, businesses in general, what role do you think automation or AI will play in helping companies?
Yeah. Maintaining a healthy pipeline, I think is so. So first of all, I think that AI in businesses is transformational. It is something that,
Yep.
we're living through, a complete platform shift as a
Yeah.
society, and that's incredibly exciting.
Yeah.
I think that as it relates, so it can change the entire makeup of business, and what you see today is, $100 million plus ARR businesses, maybe even $1 billion plus businesses of ARR are starting to be enabled to be built with really lean teams. I mean, sub 5 people.
Yep.
That's mind-boggling as it
Yeah.
relates to what has historically been possible. So I think that we're able to, as a society, as an economy, be incredibly enabled to do much more and build greater businesses, build a greater economy around us. So I think that it's across the board, it's transformational. Now, as it relates to building your pipeline and maintaining a very healthy pipeline, I would
Yeah.
say I see targeting is probably a really critical piece of this, because if you're able to, you could kind of be everywhere with AI, and that
Yeah.
means you're able to target more efficiently. You're able to potentially train an LLM in the future on your specific ICP with
Yep.
umpteen data points about your ICP and who your customers are, what your sales funnel and process has, the data from that sales process and funnel, and your marketing funnel, and be able to optimize everything almost in real time. And so I think that the rate at which we can improve has never before been seen. And so I think that it's really an exciting moment in history.
Yeah, and I agree with you, man. I think this time around is, to me, the whole new artificial intelligence thing is like the dot-com bubble, right? We had the dot-com bubble back in the 90s. Then we had coin, if I'm not mistaken, 2012. And now we have AI, which is like repeating the dot-com bubble, but in a bigger scale,
Yep.
right? And it's basically just I think it's the perfect time for companies or businesses to get into it
Mm-hmm.
as it can help with growth, but the right way, I would say, because right now there's really not a lot of guardrails for AI. Just the average person could use it, but they don't know what they're doing. Versus, I'm a strong believer that people need to be trained on it, the right way for them to actually know how to use it. But that is awesome, man. So I just want to say this was a great conversation with Mr. Baker, who is once again the co-founder and CEO of EcoCart. He took out his time. I know he has a busy schedule today. He took out the time to just get on the call with us to a quick conversation about his business, but also about growth, how to scale your business when it comes to leads. So I want to say thank you for that. What stood out to me is how sustainability and predictability actually go hand in hand. When you build systems that last, growth follows naturally. If you enjoy this episode, please make sure that you share the Growth Circuit podcast, you like it, you subscribe. We'll keep bringing you real conversations with founders and innovators who are redefining what it means to grow and lead in today's business world. And if you're looking to bring more predictability and performance into your own business, please connect with my team at Petion AI Solutions, as we have helped multiple companies streamline growth and through smarter and data-driven systems. Thank you for listening. But before I let you guys go, I want to give Mr. Baker the opportunity to tell where they can find you, as well as your LinkedIn, your website, anything to so that you can help them make more money.
Love it. Thanks, man. EcoPart.io is the website. You can find me on LinkedIn, Dane Baker, and I look forward to connecting with everyone.
Awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in. And Mr. Dan, appreciate you for coming on to the call.
Thanks, Jeff.
And